Slightly more general topic this time, but it's still going to include something political. But I think it's going to include something perhaps to do with the psyche, something to do with people in general and the way that we behave, which I think is all covered under the main topic of politics, being the interaction of people. I want to ask you a question. Feel free to reply in the comments, or obviously this has to be a rhetorical question. Have you ever been bullied? I was bullied. I was bullied as a child. No question about it. I was a fairly skinny kind of kid, and I didn't really have much bulk to me. I was probably quite underconfident, and I was laughed at and bullied. I was physically bullied. Any of you have any of that? Physical bullying? I remember having my hand actually pressed up against a heated radiator until it actually burned the skin. And by the way, at the time I was being racially abused as well. Now I remember that. That was bullying. Yep. Tell me, in society and around us, do we still see bullies? Well, of course they're never going to disappear, are they? But isn't it a little bit worrying when I feel that we see these bullies in our government, in people taking public office, in people in the Department of Work and Pensions, in the people that administer the PIP system and things like that? I've asked this question before, and I will ask it again on this video. Have you been bullied by somebody like that? Have you been bullied by a boss? Anything like that? Are you even being bullied at the moment by a partner, or perhaps you're at school, or something like that? If you have been, or you are being, you understand how powerless it makes somebody feel to be bullied. You understand that they don't feel anybody else is standing up with them, standing alongside them, helping them, trying to protect them. A practical thing I would ask anybody to do, if you find a racist incident and somebody has been singled out for racist abuse and bullying, it is suggested that as well as calling 999, you actually go and stand alongside the person. Even apparently just start talking about something different altogether. Supposing you see the person on a bus. So just go and move up the bus a little bit, stand next to them, and say, oh, did you see such and such on the telly last night? Or what do you think of the weather? Or something like that. Immediately it takes the focus off of them. But what I cannot understand, and this is why this is about both politics and about human nature, bullies take their pleasure from the pain of others. There's a lovely country and western song, yeah, I do listen to country and western, and it says, don't laugh at me, and the other part is, and don't take your pleasure from my pain. And he goes on to say that, you know, inside we're all the same. Don't laugh at me. Don't take your pleasure from my pain. I'm going to say it because it's so obvious. There are Tories out there, and there are the people that work for them, that actually do take their pleasure from our pain. I'll put it almost rather more graphically. I think some of them actually get a sexual thrill from it. They're the bullies. We have to stop these people. They always say bullies will never prosper in the end. Well, they will, as long as we just carry on and let it happen and turn away and don't do anything. We have to stop the bullies in our society, the ones with the most power, the most influence, the most wealth, the ones who bully in corporate groups, the ones who bully at work through your shouting managers insisting that this is done at double time, the ones who bully in the school playgrounds by getting some poor little kid on their own, pinning them to the floor, frightening them, shaming them, abusing them. We know what we mean. Even down to the ones who bully on the road, driving right up close behind you in their car, flashing their headlights sometimes, maybe sometimes not, at high speed when you were doing the speed limit in order to make you move. We need to make a society that is better than that. That, okay, the bullies are still going to be there, but let's not put them in positions of authority. Let's challenge them together. Let's make a society that works for us all. So as I say again, I suppose I need to conclude now, but it was a general point. As I say again, a vote for Labour is a vote for the many, not just the few. It is a vote for the downtrodden by bullies as well. Those of us who have been bullied and exploited by the Department of Workfare and Punishment while billionaires have had pay increases. Stop this. Help us. Just as you would stand beside somebody being racially abused on a bus, just as you would stand beside some little kid who'd been grabbed by a group of big kids, and believe me, I've been there, in the playground, you'd stand beside them, wouldn't you? You'd help them. Well, help us. Help the world. Help Great Britain. Vote Labour. Thanks for listening. I know it was a bit of a diatribe, but thanks for listening.